What is up? Welcome back to our channel. To those of you who are new here, my name is Nawfa and thank you so much for clicking on this video. In today's video, we are going to be talking about rejection and how you can deal with rejection. Now, rejection is an unavoidable part of all of our lives. Like, no one has ever succeeded in life, whether it's at work or love or anything, without facing rejection at some point. So rejection is extremely difficult, right? Because it brings about tons of emotions in us, whether it's anger, sadness, fear, heartbreaks, tears, and so much more. And yet, all of us have our fair share of rejections throughout our life. Like hearing things like, no, you're not good enough, or you cannot do this, and stuff like that. And being rejected at things can be really difficult. But what really determines your future is how you choose to react to this and how you just get, above and beyond this. So there are tons of ways and things that you can do to deal with rejection, and that's exactly what we're going to be talking about in this video. So without much further ado, let's get into the video. So first, let's understand, why does rejection hurt so much? It is often because we feel that we are not good enough. Right now, think about any situation, whether it's a job interview or, it's a person that you like who does not like you back. We kind of put these things in our mind saying that, maybe we are not right for them or we're not right for that role. And then we start this negative self-talk and inflicting more pain, on ourselves. And sometimes that emotional pain can feel similar in our bodies to physical pain, like, drop in heart rate, headaches, and stuff like that. So when faced with rejection, the first thing to remember is you need to take time to cool off, especially be away from the person for a while who has rejected you. Now, what happens is when you're rejected, you might feel like different emotions, right? Like you might feel angry or you might feel sad, and that might make you say things that you don't really mean or what you might regret later. And you clearly don't want to do that. You don't want to cause hurt on the other person as well, because while that may make you feel good in that moment, it's not good in the long run. So just take time to cool off and feel all the emotions from that particular situation. Because overcoming rejection actually occurs from accepting the emotions that come with it. So whatever may be the emotion, whether it's anger or frustration, just accept it and feel it. And in the long run, it's more appropriate for your mental and physical health that you take that time to allow yourself to feel everything. Now, this might sound a bit funny, but always have a rejection processing protocol in place. Now, most of us already have this inbuilt, just that we don't call it this, right? Like it's like maybe we can eat tubs of ice cream, we watch our favorite movies, TV shows, or anything like that. So it's good to identify it now, right? Something that you like to do which kind of stabilizes this emotional ride that you're on and makes you feel better. Rejection is very subjective, because if you think about it, when someone rejects a person, it's nothing more than their perceptions and their opinions in that given situation about that person. And you have to remember, there's no such thing as universal acceptance or universal rejection, because everyone comes from different walks of life. Everyone has different choices, and that is why not one person can be liked by everybody, and not one talent can be appreciated by everybody. Sometimes you just have to talk to a lot of people before you get that one yes from someone for the right opportunity, right? And that is why so many people, so many authors have gone through so many different people before they actually could reach success. Be respectful of the other person's feelings and decisions. Now, I know sometimes it may feel like it was personal, and maybe it was, but who cares? Just because one person cannot appreciate a certain quality or something about you doesn't mean that other people won't. Most rejections, whether it's professional, romantic, or even social, are due to not being the right fit for that particular circumstance, for that particular role, right? And yet we spend so much time in just going through, in our mind on what we did that was wrong and that didn't work out in our favor. This is absolutely unnecessary and also misleading to quite an extent. And that brings us to our next point. Don't always think everything is about you. Now imagine going for a job interview. I don't know why I love giving this example, but it works well in this situation. So your interview went pretty well and you're waiting for a call back, and then when you get the call back, you don't end up getting the job. Now in most of these situations, we start thinking to ourselves, why didn't I get this job? Like, I prepared so much for it, the interview went so well, and things like that. What's important to remember here, in any situation where a person gets rejected, there are two people involved. It's you and the other person. So in this case, it's you and the interviewee. So maybe the person has their own self-doubts or is looking for something or someone else, in that particular given role. So you have to not always put everything on yourself. There might be things that you don't even know about, because you never know 100% of the story from the other person's side. So it's absolutely unnecessary to think about, it being your fault. Now, obviously, the same thing can be applied in different areas of life, whether it's even dating. Like, maybe you went out on a first date and you're waiting for a second date and you don't end up getting a call back. The same thing can be applied there as well. So in such situations, you can say to yourself that, hey, I do feel bad about this, but that's fine. Like, the right opportunities will come along, the right people will come along, and, I will move on. Treat yourself with compassion. Now, this is so important, because being self-compassionate is like being a friend to yourself. Right? Treat yourself with kindness, and always pay attention to your inner self-critique, because we always have this voice in our head which is always like sabotaging our progress by telling us that, see, I told you that, you wouldn't be able to do it, and things like that. So silence that voice. Have no time for self-criticism. Instead, what you can do is you can examine your role in the rejection. Like, for example, you hang out with a social group, right? And then they suddenly stop calling you out as much. So think about why could that have happened? Is it because you talk too much about work when you're out with them, you use your phone too much, or you're just not that involved in the group? So that is fine. That is healthy to think about, why you're not getting certain opportunities. But to bring yourself down in those situations, saying that you're a loser, you're not worth it, and stuff like that, that is absolutely not correct. Surround yourself with supportive people. Now, I think this has become like a point in all of my videos, because guys, it is so important to have the right people around you and good company around you, because that can really make a world of difference in how you feel about yourself and how you just feel about life in general. Okay, so it's very important to surround yourself with the right kind of people. And if you really need to spend time by yourself, then do that. Spend alone time. That's absolutely fine. Whatever makes you feel better in that situation. Be a risk taker and learn how rejection feels. Now, as odd as this sounds, this is actually a very amazing thing to do. I actually read it in one of the recent books that I read, and it was written like, something that really scares you and you think is impossible and is a definite no, do it. Okay, and if that becomes a yes, the kind of pride and the kind of confidence that you will feel to do anything else in life is beyond imaginable. So, think of ways that you can learn about how rejection feels and how would it be to handle it, right? You can just do random things. You can go to restaurants and ask if they're hiring you. And, if you get rejected, just reflect on the experience of how you felt and how it was, and just become comfortable with this whole process, because trust me, okay, rejection is something that you cannot deny. It's going to be a part of life, and it'll just help you grow and take you to the next right opportunity. So to sum it all up, I would like to say that experiences and rejections are not easy, and sometimes they can even feel really unfair because of various reasons. But we have to learn to not take it personally and move past that for our betterment, for our growth, for our mental health. You have to remember that it is not you as a person who gets rejected. In fact, it is just a request that you made in any given situation that was declined by the other person. Now, there can be several reasons for that no, and you might never know all of those reasons, and that's absolutely fine. It is beyond your control, and there is absolutely no need to stress about that. So what you have to remember is that someone else's choice in no way indicates your character and your self-worth. You are amazing, baby, and you're going to get great things in life. So that is it for this video, guys. I really hope that you enjoyed watching it and found it helpful. So since this video was all about how you can deal with rejection, do let me know if you want me to do a part 2 on how you can learn from rejection and apply it to your life, because there's so much that I want to talk about on that as well. So do let me know in the comment section below if you would like to see that video. And if you've liked this video, then please give it a huge thumbs up. Don't forget to share it, subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell icon while you do so you do not miss out on any of my video notifications. I'll see you super soon in my next video. Till then, you guys stay fabulous and take care.